Okay, I wasn't going to start recording yet, but can you move, please, so I can open the gate? More than an inch. Thank you. The little goobies sometimes just like to stand in one place. So, just letting everybody out. Everybody's been fed. Frosty has been milked. So remember to come back and strap these gates back since I'm holding the camera with one hand and looking at cute baby goats with the other. Look at the goats. We are here to discuss Ferdinand. Hi, Gummy. We're not discussing you today necessarily. Is that okay? Why we're not keeping Ferdinand, even though he's gorgeous. Nobody could argue with that. And his mama. So guys, she has really gotten, now she's not like run up and pet me, but I don't know how she'll react up here on the stand, to be honest, because I'm kind of forcing her into a cubby. But she'll come up to me real slow like this. She'll sniff me. She'll just give me a little rub. And then look at that face. Look at that face. She likes neck scratches, and I'm working my way back the body. If I get too much past this, she generally kind of wanders off. She's like, eh. See that brown in her eye, guys, I was trying to tell you about? It's just some brown marbling in her blue. Awesome. This little guy, he likes his pets. He's not, he's a little wild and free, so he's not like, yeah, run over and pet me. But so many people have asked, oh, okay, why we're not going to keep Ferdinand. So we like to breed, he's blue-eyed and horned. We like to breed for blue-eyed and polled. So we'll breed Snickers with like a brown-eyed girl that has horns because he's blue-eyed and polled, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'm just giving you an example. Say Snickers is blue-eyed and polled, meaning he was born naturally without horns. There's a lot of questions about the polled. So a polled goat genetically doesn't produce horns. They will simply get little nubs right here. He's been disbudded. You can see he's been mechanically disbudded with a disbudding iron, which basically you press down on the head, it burns the horn material and kills the ability for the horn to grow. Why that's important for us, and I've discussed it before, goats like to fight with their horns. They'll hook up under the belly and stab, and then they'll flip goats in the air, throw them. You see a goat fly 4 feet in the air and land on their back or their head, and that's reason number one. Well, hello. Reason number two, we sell ADGA registered goats, and a lot of people buy them for 4-H and or showing. So when you have show goats, they cannot have horns, as far as I know. Now, some places I know there are different rules for different events, but the majority, as far as I'm aware, no horns. So, okay, yes, princess, I know, I'll go give you a hug, but then I gotta move back to this guy. So, polled, born genetically with no horns. They will not grow horns. Sometimes they'll get a little nubbin. Sometimes it'll be taller, and they call that like giraffe polled. Sometimes it's gumdrop polled. Sometimes it's just nothing there at all. So we breed a horned goat to a polled goat in hopes that we get a polled goat so that we don't have to do disbudding, because I don't like it. It's not fun. Other safety reasons, real quick. Goats get their head stuck in the fence. Now, if it's 100 degrees out in July and their head's stuck in the fence and I don't catch it, they're gonna die. It's 10 degrees out in January, they get their head stuck in the fence and I don't catch it, they're gonna die. Sometimes I might die of cuteness. So, reasons we're not keeping Ferdinand. One, he is not registered. The owners that sold us him, he basically came with his mom, but they did not want to sell him as registered or register able. And that's their choice, and we don't have a problem with that. That's not an issue at all. However, that being said, we are not able, ADGA is pretty strict with their guidelines, which is good. Keeps the guidelines tight, a little less leniency, helps improve herds. That's what the ADGA really, I think, is overall all about. Is herd improvement, goat improvement, quality. So you cannot just go register any goat you want. There's certain things, like we have to have paperwork from the breeder, from the seller, that would pass that to us, and then we would send that in, and we would get him registered. Since they chose not to sell him registered, and again, not a problem for us, that wasn't an issue, we can never register him. Since we breed and sell registered ADGA, American Dairy Goat Association, oh, here she comes. Registered goats, we wouldn't breed him to any of our girls because both parents have to be registered in order to register their kids. So if we bred Ferdinand to Sparkles, we would not be able to register those kids through the ADGA. So that's reason number one, that we wouldn't keep him and breed him. Reason number two, he's a buckskin. We do not breed for buckskin. You can see his pattern is what's known as buckskin. He's dark in the front, he has a break in the back there. Good quality buckskins will have a nice mark here and one on the leg right here. Sometimes that gets muddled, but that's what you're looking for. Go to the Nigerian dwarf color patterns and page, and you can scroll down through patterns and colors, and it'll tell you about that. All the different patterns and colors. His mom is buckskin. She's silver, which means she carries a black gene, which is modified by the silver gene. Black. So, essentially, we like our does. Except for you, you're not registered and you're not being bred. You're not registered, but you're not able to be bred or won't take. I don't know. Sadness. Some people were talking about how quiet you've been. Thoughts? No? She has quieted down quite a bit. Oh, you're sucking on my sleeve. So essentially we like our does. So what we've done, if you guys pay attention, I don't think the boys are out, so I'm not gonna walk over there. They're not. It's kind of quasi-raining a little bit. So we like our does. So we want, how did I get so close? Sorry guys. We want Mochi to throw her Couclair pattern. We want Mama Puddin to throw her gold. So the way you kind of try to aim to get your girls to throw their pattern and their colors is you breed them with a black buck. Since black is the bottom of the barrel for pattern, it's the least dominant color. It generally will get overridden by anything else. So if we breed, there's so many complications to it. She carries a black gene because she's whatever she is that I love. I can't think of it right now. When I'm shooting live, guys, and my mind goes blank, I'm done. My favorite pattern, Chamoisé, can't even think of it. So Sham has a black gene to some degree. And it's just since we don't want a bunch of buckskins running around, we wouldn't breed him to anybody, even if he was registered. I think even if he was registered, there's a high probability we would not keep him. It is what it is. However, the other concern is, why ban him? Well, twofold. One, we're not decided on that yet. Because yes, you would make somebody an amazing little buck. And I think I have somebody in the works. He actually contacted me. So he's bought several of our goats before. But banding is tried and true, guys. It's been around forever. You put a little rubber band around above the testicles, and as it clamps down, it cuts off the blood flow. Everything gets sealed off. As it tightens, it just seals off naturally. The blood flow stops, it scabs over, and eventually the testicles just fall off. I have never, I'm sure it happens, but I have never had an issue with any bucks having any medical issues being banded. Now, neutered or castrated, on the other hand, where you would take them to the vet or have the vet come to your farm. Where we are, it's $100 just for the vet to set foot on the property. So I would most likely drive him to town. That is an invasive surgery. They slice open the testicle sac. They either pinch, crimp, or cut the testicles off. They leave the scrotum open so that the fluid can drain out. And it's basically an open wound. Goats are pretty hardy with not, oh, I'm just gonna stay in this moment. Goats are pretty hardy. They heal fast. It's an open wound. They lay in the dirt. They poop. I just swept this before I milked Frosty. I just swept this floor. Somebody does not have nice poop. That should not look like it. Can I have a moment of, goodness. So it's essentially an open wound in a dirty environment. And right now there's no flies, but in the summer, flies aren't bad. If they do get in there, they lay eggs. Maggots, they only eat the dead meat. Actually, it's a pretty good system. You just got to be careful. It was supposed to rain for 12 hours. I washed all my buckets last night in the dark, set them out here at the edge of the roof for them to fill up. It sprinkled for about 10 minutes. Ridiculous. I think Daniel Arms keyed the perfect term with weather guessers. So, wrapping this up for you guys. Yes, he's gorgeous. No, he does not fit our breeding goals. I wish he, oh, hi. Unusual. She's so independent. She doesn't normally just come up for pets. Might have been an error. So yes, as adorable as he is, he does not fit in our breeding program as far as his patterns, colors. His blue-eyed and horned. He can only pass horned. But keep in mind, we have a guy, Ray, who bought Rolo, who bought a bunch of our other goats, who potentially wants to buy him intact. So there's hope for that. So just know, like, we're not we're not set on it. It's just there's a very excuse me. There's a very short window of time to ban the scrotum. You want to be past 10 weeks at least. 12 weeks would be better. I know, gummies and heat. But can we not on camera, please? Thank you. Trying to get me banned. There's a very short window of time to ban a buck. And at a certain point, it's, you want to be at least past 10 weeks. Hopefully, ideally, 12 weeks would be better, closer to 12 weeks. You're too short. Let's not do that. And then there's a certain point when the testicles are too big to fit in the band. It's just, there's a narrow window. If you don't end up selling him and you decide not to band him, now you have an intact buck on your property that you can't use or utilize, that we wouldn't utilize. Bucks are very nice and friendly when they're weathered. Yeah, you need to go home. Go home. Go find your mom. She likes you. I am not liking you right now, senor. Da, da, da. Yes. Ferdinand's being put in timeout. You're in timeout. You're in timeout. You're in timeout. No humpies. You do not touch my gummy. Gummy is selected for a very specific goat. It's not you. Ba ba ba. Gummy's now doing the lick and kick, which is a very bucky thing to do. She'll lick the side like that, lick the neck, lick the shoulder, kick with the front leg. Letting the ladies, that's what the bucks will do to tell the ladies they want to breed them. Can I come back to you? So there's hope for you to get out and breed some ladies. And we'll keep working on that, and we'll go from there. Ooh. Well, careful, buddy. I think that pretty much covers it all. If you guys have more questions, I'll try to answer them in comments. I've had about 700 people ask to please not ban him and please not sell him. He's definitely being sold. No question about that. He will not be staying here. Wethers are nice, friendly bucks or boys. I don't know if you still call them a buck. When you band a buck and remove their testicles, however you remove their testicles, they are known as a wether. They're very friendly generally, and a lot of people, I'm trying to avoid the potential 1970s bad music. Anyway, they make great pets. They're very friendly. They're very loving. And so a lot of people like to buy wethers just as pets or as a primer goat for their herd. So what they'll do is he'll still have a little bit of that buckiness to him, even though he cannot reproduce. And a lot of people will take a wether when their girls are getting close, like in the spring. Generally, spring heat cycles are light and it's hard to notice. So, sorry, I'm moving around. Yeah, you ran into the wrong goat, buddy. So what they'll do is they'll put a wether in with their girls, get them all excited, get them all worked up, throw them into heat, and then they can put their main buck in there to breed the girls. I'm gonna have to put you in with the big boys. I'm gonna. 9. Okay, so. What? On the other hand, it is more challenging to sell a non-registered intact buck. Nobody wants to stink. Nobody wants the attitude. I don't care what you have to say. I know. Let's do this. What do you think of this? Poor baby. All right. So that's what it is. Thanks everybody for understanding about the OLite situation and the scammers. Everybody's asking, when's the first lady due? Ginger. Gingy. March 3rd through March 10th is her rough window. So we'll start keeping an eye on her then. She actually, yay, excited. And then floodgates, guys, just floodgates. I don't know. I might be able to put the list out of who's when and where and whatever. But that's it. Oh, see, she's still a little sketchy. If I calm down, sit down, and stop for a second. Come here. She'll usually come right to me. Gives me a little initial sniff. Pull my hand back. She'll come in a little closer. Well, okay, so Ferdinand is behind me, being a weenie, and she's watching. What if I move to you slowly? Yes. Guys, on the milk stand this morning, she was a dream. Hopped up there, started eating her food, hooked her leg up in the string there, milked her out. She finished eating her food, got off the stand. Not a single problem. I will leave you guys with Ferdinand. Well, okay, I can't leave you with him because he's apparently, that's our milk call today. I don't expect it to be much better. She's right around that 6, close to 7 ounces. So leave that with that and this. Ooh, mama's on her. All right, guys. Ferdy. Da.